Hello everyone, I just today received this game. I had been very keen on it when it came out back in 2021, and then I sort of forgot about it until I managed to get hold of a physical release now. So I just started it up. I couldn't remember really what it was all about. I got involved in a magical and funny story about an old crone, an old witch living in a swamp, and I immediately identified with that scenario. Bah! Who's there? I had a great relaxing time with the first chapter, so I just want to share it with you. There's some great humorous writing here, but I reckon it just needs a bit of voice acting. You devil! How dare you wake a young lady from her beauty sleep? Yeah! Shoo, shoo! Get out of my house, you mindless beast! You're making a mess! With a swift kick in the rump, you boot the goat through the front door. When did this place get so cluttered? I could have sworn I swept the hearth just yesterday. First things first. My old grimoire must be around here somewhere. Good luck finding it. Well, I better have a good nosy around this witch's hovel. There is a trunk, but it's not openable. In fact, very little seems to be. Ah, here it is. It's lighter than I recall. Your grimoire contains all of your craftable recipes. So let's open it up. And there we have our first spell, the Mending Poultice. Your standard healing potion, really. It shows us clearly what we need, a herb and a mushroom. How difficult can it be? It even tells us where to find them. Herb is in the forest and hag shroom is in the swamp, naturally. I have this grumble about PC games that get ported to console and then don't have a really good user interface. But this is great. I love it already. All my recipes are missing. That damnable creature has chewed up all the pages of my book. Where's my belt? I'll need it to carry my things if I'm to go confront the beast. I must have left it in that trunk over there. Oh goody, I should be able to get into that trunk now. Yay, braided belt. And some other stuff. I'm gonna swipe it all. That's the thing about crafting games. Never spurn anything. It might come in useful. So there's an imp eye nut, a reedy twine, and a seeker vine. Sounds all highly usable to me. Oof, my poor back. How long was I napping for? A good dose of medicine ought to soothe these aching bones before I head outside. At least I still have the recipe for my mending poultice. It pays to watch out for the highlighted outlines of things. There's a hag shroom, and I can see a herb sitting there. How very convenient. And there's another one. I should be able to do the poultice now. I highlight the spell and press craft, double, double, toil and trouble, fire burn and cauldron bubble. And there's our mending poultice. No muss, no fuss. I like it. Now I just need to heal myself, and I like how easy it is just pressing R2. Any highlighted item on that toolbar at the bottom will be activated. I think that's good design. The mission top right tells us go outside, so we shall head out into the great outdoors. See what delights await us there. Okay, my garden is a marsh and I stubbed my toe on a root. Ouch! Close your eyes for a wink and the next thing you know, the whole yard's gone to the weeds. Somewhere in the distance you can hear braying through the dense bramble. Where'd that cross-eyed Billy get to? He could at least put those gnashers to good use on this lawn. And here is the glory of all good games, the map. Is it a good map? We will only find out by playing the game. Our task, according to the journal, is find the goat. Well, I shall combine that with having a first look around my own yard. I'm hoping I will find something useful. I need shears to cut these bulrushes. Okay, I can already see where this is going. The old crone trots at a good clip. There's no run or jog button, but I think this will be fine. But there are sparklies on these little vines, so I can harvest those straight away. Just click X, and there they are. No, that storage trunk is locked. Nothing else useful at the moment. There's a very strange sculpture there. And we found the goat! Bah! Is that all you've got to say for yourself? Bah! The goat coughs up a disgusting hairball. Yes. Hello? Can you hear me now? Apologies, it's been so long since I've used a mortal vessel. Yuck! There's dirt in its mouth. Blah, blah. You can talk? Of course I can talk. Has your mind become so filled with cobwebs that you've forgotten your old friend? You wound me, madam. It's good to see you up and about. I was beginning to wonder if you'd ever awaken, though I suppose time flows strangely in this place. Anyway, I've come to collect. Do you have the amount we agreed upon? Amount? Amount of what? Oh dear, if you really don't remember, we should go over the contract details again. Down there. The goat nods its head towards the ancient stone gateway looming nearby. And just how am I supposed to get through that solid rock? You're the one who sealed it last. Take a closer look and I'm sure it will come back to you. So now we can use our special skill, Witch's Eye, to inspect objects and creatures and figure out what they are weak to. It took me a moment to figure out that once you've used the Witch's Eye, you then need to hit one of the sticks to activate the information. So basically, position the cursor in PC speak over the object you want to inspect. It's a neat mechanic, and I go off and practice it a bit on other objects, like here. You can see anything that's highlighted, even at quite a distance. If you maneuver over it, you will get the information. Some items you can gather straight away, others have a condition attached, and that's what we'll look at now with the stone gate. So here we are, stone pillar. The weakness is unveiling powder. Well, obviously I will need to craft that. Don't underestimate your senses, my dear. You may be old, but you can see things others cannot. Hidden weaknesses lying below the surface. I can see it now. There are shallow runes etched onto the surface of the stone, but they are too faint for me to read. A powder of unveiling ought to do the trick. If you hadn't made a snack of my book, I wouldn't have to retranscribe my recipes. I shall not be held liable for any losses or inconveniences incurred as the result of abyssal possession. The Witch's Eye is marvellous. You don't have to run around looking for recipes. You simply inspect objects and you may unlock recipes that way. Just as I found the one for unveiling powder by examining the stone gate. Marvellous. I have all the ingredients needed. Let's craft. I love how you stand in this magic circle once you've created something. I just walk up to the gate now and use reveal R2. Magic. You smear a handful of the glowing powder onto the runes of the doorway. A cool blue light emanates from the glyphs and envelops the entrance in its aura. You squint, attempting to discern the meaning of the letters. They appear to be in some obscure runic alphabet. What gibberish is this? It looks like it was carved by a frightened hen. It must be written in the umbral tongue. Allow me to translate. The goat steps up to the doorway and pauses. Well, what does it say? The goat swings its shaggy head towards you. Dark matted wool obscures the creature's beady eyes. I cannot see. Unbelievable! What help are you then? I didn't come here to help. I came to collect. Now do something about this mop of hair, would you? Fine. I think I have some rusty old shears down in the garden. Okay, we need to find the shears. Now my guess is they would be in that storage trunk. Yep. Chest. Shears. Very good. And some reedy twine. I'm sure we will need that. Always collect useful stuff as you find it. I have highlighted the goat. R2. Snip. With much protesting and a nicked ear, you shear away clumps of dirty hair from the goat's eyes. Ah, much better. Oh my. Were you always this grotesque, or is my memory failing me as well? Watch your tongue, or I'll give it a good snip too. Now, can you read the runes, or not? Yes, I am. A space beneath, she sleeps alone, tokens given up to the unknown. Fires of 4 shall unroot the stone, braziers burn and await the crone. Crone? Who's it calling a crone? And what are these tokens I'm to burn? Perhaps you ought to take a closer look at those braziers. These appear to be the braziers. So let's do the Witch's Eye. Empty brazier. And it has a weakness to dog hair. That means I have to find hair of a dog. This glinting brazier has a weakness to a shiny stone. And this one, frog slime. Oh, I really am a witch. And ash-caked brazier needs a blue feather. Dog hair, bird feather, frog slime, and a shiny stone. I don't suppose you swallowed up any of those things while I was asleep? I don't think so, but feel free to sift through this creature's leavings if you want to be completely sure. However, there's a whole world outside this little swamp, you know. See that gateway over there? The one with the lovely green flame? The goat motions to the far side of your yard. I guess a brisk walk in the woods would do these creaky old joints some good. Too much time indoors is bad for the humours. Our task is to find the ingredients for the braziers, which means we first need to find the way to the forest. Well, the goat told us it's the door with the green flame. Snipping and tearing, your shears make short work of the bramble. I note how it says, into the darkness. Ooh, I thought this was a cosy witch's story. I'm a bit apprehensive now, so I calm myself by checking if there are any further supplies I can harvest and take with me, because you never know what odds and ends you might need. And I cut some of these bulrushes and then figure out that I actually need to physically pick them up, and I get a load of reedy twine. And you know what? This was one of the best decisions I ever made. Yes, I will definitely need that stuff. I was a very foresightful witch with hindsight. I check my ingredients. It's not much, but a twig, a braided belt, imp eye nut, reedy twine, seeker vine, and hag shroom. It's a start. I am setting out on an adventure into the darkness. Oh my goodness! Space between. You cut your way through the remaining vines and suddenly step onto a cold stone dais. Time seems to flow backwards. Or maybe it speeds forwards. An oppressive star-filled void stretches as far as you can see. Though there is no wind or sound in this void, a warm fall breeze and the chirping of birds seizes your attention. A doorway. The very first thing I find is a hearth seed. How marvellous. The means for an instant return readily provided. Very thoughtful. So this appears to be a hub area, and I'm exploring the different gates to check them out and see which one I might need to go to. Oh, a market. Well, that's great. Everything is there right from the start. And a village. I won't have time for that right now because I need to find those ingredients, but oh, this looks all very promising. Docks? I might be able to go on a ship and sail away. Ah, the endless possibilities. To the graveyard, I think I'll put that one off. I may be elderly, but not that bad yet. To the fields, I will probably need to go there. And finally, the forest, and I think that's a no-brainer. I will definitely need to go there. I nearly forgot. There's a lovely swamp as well. I bet we can find useful things there, especially for witches. That's the way back home, but right now we will jump straight into the forest. The forest. Wow, look at all the critters and the birds. A simple trap is what I need for the squirrel, apparently. And how am I going to get a feather off a bird? Ah, well, best to simply start exploring, and I'm sure we'll come across the solution to some of our ingredient puzzles. Twigs, they gotta come in handy, surely. I love how the items are just automatically thrown into your inventory. So here's the first person we meet, the bird watcher. The woman spins around on her heels so quickly she nearly hits you with her spyglass. Ah, you startled me. Can't you see I'm busy with my scientific research? Research? What is it you're looking for with that contraption? Why, the famed indigo-tufted forest lark. They're said to be native to this forest and this forest only. Have you seen one perchance? You glance upwards at the small blue bird perched atop the oblivious woman's hat. I haven't, sorry. A shame. Well, it's never too late to open one's eyes to the wonders of the natural world. You never know what you'll discover. She points at a nearby woodland critter stuffing its cheeks with seeds. Take that squirrel, for example. Spend a few moments watching its behaviour and you'll learn everything you need to know about it. Observation is key. Now, if you don't mind, I wouldn't want to miss making an exciting new discovery. The bluebird glances vacantly at you before pooping on the brim of the woman's hat. so the squirrel can be caught with a snap trap. And look, we have instantly learned the recipe for wicker work as well as snap trap. Marvellous. Let's explore a little more. Oh my goodness, the population density in this forest is astonishing. Who is he? A kiln man, a rugged, hardy-looking man. Evening, ma'am. Come to check on the pottery? I'm afraid I just fired the kilns up, so they'll be here a while still. Pottery? Bah! I was just admiring that fine canine over there. You point to a scraggly-looking mutt patrolling the yard. May I give her a petting? Oh, you can try, but I wouldn't if you value your fingers. She's a touch bitey today and doesn't much like people going near the ovens. I have a way with animals. Surely I can find something to calm her down. I'm a crafty old witch, all right. Remember, I need some dog hair as an ingredient. The guard dog is foul-tempered, snaps at anything that comes too close. Weak to a soporific morsel and the shears. Now, how am I going to find a soporific morsel? This is a real conundrum. As you can see, the dog has definitely snapped at me, and I've lost 2 hearts already. Whoa! Quick, I need a healing potion. I hope I have the ingredients. Yep, there we go. The poultice is ready, and I have my 3 hearts back. Excellent. Undeterred by the mutt, I decide to stay a bit clear of the dog and investigate that yard a bit, because there seem to be some useful items lying around. I do like gathering and collecting and just nosying around. Oh, there's some clay and a gold coin. And what's this? An ash pile. I could dig out some coals with the right tool. Oh, trowel. Oh, yes, of course. I'll keep my eyes peeled for one. And here's the map showing clearly my own position, the return gate on the left, and the quest points marked with a goat. Why am I wearing an old pot on my head? You've been wondering that all along, haven't you? Well, the artist-designer Ariane Laurence explained in an interview that it was just a part of designing an interesting character. A lot of old medieval artwork features witches with weird hats or household objects on their heads. So we just took that and ran with it. Ah, what's the matter with you? I could have fallen in. Then perhaps you shouldn't be leaning over the edge, like some wobbly stalk. What's so interesting down this well, anyway? Well, my grandpappy used to tell me that people drop all sorts of treasure down there, just waiting for someone to dig it up. Got myself a trowel and thought I'd give it a go. But the rope's out and it looks awful dark and damp. I get goosebumps just thinking about all the ghoulies that might be lurking down there in the shadows. Ever consider that those ghoulies might get goosebumps thinking about you lurking up here in the sunlight? No, not really. Not sure if that makes me feel any better about them, actually. Maybe the business of treasure hunting isn't for me after all. Here, why don't you take my trowel? I don't think I'll be needing it. You can go down into the well and see those ghoulies yourself. He offers you a small trowel. It looks like it's never been used. Oh, it's my lucky day. This old well is deep and dark. You might be able to climb down into it, but the rope has long since rotted away. I'm sure I can figure out something ropey from my wonderful materials. Didn't I say that reedy twine from my bulrushes would come in handy? Didn't I say that was a good decision? I toss a length of strong homemade rope down into the darkness. It seems like it should support me without much fuss. Oh, the poor guy is hyperventilating with dread of that old wishing well. Down I go. It's an old well all right, but I don't see any ghoulies. Bah, I'm a witch. I have a cauldron pot on my head. I fear no ghoulies. With my trusty trowel, I dig up clay deposits. I know that stuff will come in handy. And a shiny stone. Don't I need a shiny stone? Excellent. I see something sparkling here. Oh, a frog. I see you need a catching net for a frog. And I know I do need frog slime, but I haven't got one, and I'm not sure I can craft one at this stage, so that needs looking into. There's a lovely looking chest, but of course it's locked, so need to remember that. Anyway, this was a very worthwhile trip down the old well. A darkened nook, a cosy burrow for a creature who prefers to be left alone. I think I will heed that message. After being bitten by the dog, I don't want to go through that again. Yes, I can fill the empty jar with fresh water. I'm sure I'll need that. A good thing I nicked that jar, that empty jar from the Killman's yard. I think I'm about done here, so I'll head back up. And I found not just 2, but 3 gold coins. I am a rich witch. Time to go back to the surface. Can I craft anything useful yet? The snap trap still requires some wicker work. And this is a really cool feature. It says the wicker work is craftable, and I can go straight there, make me some wicker work, craft hoe. I just love the sounds and the music too in this game, but the sounds really absolutely take home the prize. There should be an area to the left of the gate as well. I will try and explore. Aha! A new area has opened up with a new goat point. It looks like there should be loads of mushrooms here, but my witch's eye can't pick up any details. I know I need different mushrooms, not just a hag shroom. We will need to talk to this guy here, Ragamuffin. His enthusiasm for catching frogs is not tempered by his limited ability to hold them. Oi, lady, what's with that great stinking pot on your head? I would ask the same about all those stinking frogs in your trousers. Oh, you're just jealous. The boy fumbles between trying to wrangle all his frogs and swiping ineffectually at wayward fireflies with a shoddy-looking bug net. Juggling a little more than you can handle, eh? What exactly are you hoping to accomplish, flailing about like that? Ah, you daft, me frogs are hungry, so I gotta catch some of these fireflies to feed 'em. He takes another wild swing, missing his target entirely. Why don't you let me take a few of those frogs off your hands for a moment? That would let you swing that net properly. Oh, I see how it is. You're after me precious prizes. Well, how about I give you the net and you catch me some fireflies? Then maybe I'll think about trading you one of my froggies. Of course I take it. I now have a beautiful catching net. There are fairies and fireflies fluttering about, so I'll try my hand at catching both. Fairy, the most delicate of creatures, vanishes in a cloud of dust when caught. Oh, Oh, I got some fairy dust. That's got to be valuable. Barely visible, but makes your fingers tingle at the touch. I'll get on with catching those fireflies for Ragamuffin. I thought at first it looked like a mushroom, but it's a changeling. Most mushrooms don't do this much wiggling. These guys are difficult to catch. You need a logger's hatchet, which I haven't got yet. Finally, I got a firefly, so I've got the hang of it now. I'm keep working away at it. I check in with Ragamuffin and I find I'm one firefly short, but there are none left in this area. So I decide I need to leave this spot, and re-entering it hopefully means the fireflies will have respawned. So I wander off for a bit, aware that I still need 3 of the 4 ingredients. And here I meet the woodsman. "Aye, you there, give me a hand, would you?" "With what? You seem to have everything under control. These stumps aren't going anywhere." "My darn useless son was supposed to help me, but he's wandered off again, probably to go bother frogs and eat bugs, or some such nonsense. Anyway, I need help clearing away some of these dead logs. It's late in the season and the wood has started to rot. Just be careful of the purple mushrooms that sometimes grow inside. They'll make you powerful sleepy if you breathe in the spores. As much as I do love poisonous fungi, I'm not much of a lumberjack." "Nonsense. Anyone can experience the joys of splitting a fine stump. Here, my boy won't be missing his hatchet." "I've got the logging hatchet. I can now hunt the changeling as well." I dig up the ash pile and get some campfire ember. And there I spy a rotting log. This is what my hatchet was made for. But it's got the poisonous fungi inside. I might fall asleep. Well, I'm an old crone. I don't mind a little nap. Doesn't look like I got poisoned, but I got a lethe cap, which is one of the mushrooms I need. And there's another. I seem to be getting a bit tired, a bit slow, but it passes. I'm back past the bird watcher, and there's the changeling. I select my hatchet and chop. Oh, what have I done? Changeling root. Okay, it's got to be some powerful witchy stuff. I've run out of empty jars, so I quickly craft another one because you never know when you might need them. It's time to make a snap trap. I probably should have done it already down in the well, but this game is forgiving. Whenever you're ready, you get the tools and then go out and find what you need. And the soporific morsel is what I need for the dog. The soporific potion for it is craftable, so I'll do that straight away. However, I still need another item for the morsel. Finally! The snap trap is done. I notice I've got the strange red circle orbiting around me. I'm definitely a bit slower and need to pause in between, so I think this is the effects of the mushroom poison, but I don't have a suitable antidote or anything for it. I try applying a mending poultice, but it says no use. I quickly catch another firefly, so I've got enough for Ragamuffin. Well, these hoppers aren't going to stick around with empty bellies. The faster you catch those fireflies, the faster we can eat. The frogs can eat. I give him the 5 fireflies. The boy shakes the jar, rattling the captured insects like pennies in a piggy bank. These are nice and juicy. The lads are gonna feast tonight. Now, about our deal, you agreed to trade me one of your pets there. Aha, what deal? I don't remember making no. A frog squirms out of the boy's overalls and plops down by his feet with a wet slap. Dang it, there goes Slippery Pete. He takes a clumsy swipe at the amphibian, but the creature squeezes out of his grasp and bounces into the underbrush. Oh, shucks, I never liked him anyways. If you can catch him, he's all yours. Froggy chase. I use the catching net and I get frog slime. Yikes! This game does not hesitate to show us the darker side of life and death. Have a look at my stock of ingredients now. I think this is looking a lot healthier. A witch needs to be prepared for any eventuality. I also worked out how to transfer an item from the ingredients section into the tool belt so that I can use it with the R2 command. It's not difficult, I don't think, but I always seem to have issues with that in many crafting games that are sort of PC based. I'm back with the kiln man, and it's time to put Feisty Rex to sleep. Soporific morsel. Now my trusty shears can clip a hair off the dog. Right now I'm feeling like the Olympic medalist of witches. Oh yeah, dog hair is done. Then my beady eye catches sight of that bird, a skittish songbird. I need a snap trap for it. This is the way to get a feather off a bird. I put down the snap trap and sneakily wait. The bird flutters about and ignores the trap. I move a bit closer. All that's left of Birdie is a meaty morsel and a blue feather. Frog, slime, a blue feather, shiny stone and dog hair. That's all I need for those braziers. I should head back home now. I am a witch who murders little critters for their slime and feathers. Will this sacrifice be in a noble cause? I wearily trudge back to the gate that will take me back home, picking up little odd bits and pieces along the way, naturally. Here we are, into the decay. Home sweet home. Oh, how I love my messy old backyard, complete with mysterious goat. This is so witchy easy to do. I don't even have to rummage around for the items in my inventory. I just walk up to the brazier and click. The brazier awaits my offering. I am an automated witch. A strong force pulls the feather down into the large basin like a magnet. It bursts into a bright flash of light as cold flames engulf its essence. I complete the other brazier offerings. I drop the shiny stone into the basin with a resounding chiming sound. Fractures trace across the pebble before it cracks open, and a cold green light swallows it within its flames. Now it's the turn of the frog slime. I gently squeeze the globs of wet slime from the satchel into the basin. The mucus bubbles and pops before cold flames reduce it to a fine, odourless ash. The emerald flames of the braziers play strange shadows across the stone doorway. I watch as fingers of shadow crawl up the rock face and crack open the solid granite like stale bread. and the stone crumbles away into darkness, revealing a yawning stairway descending down into the cold earth. "After you, madam." The braziers are braziering away, and I contemplate the shrine I have to step into. What will await me? Well, it's dark and sort of shrine-ish. There is a path ahead. I quickly use my witch's eye, but there's no response from any object. It's like there's nothing here, a vacuum. I proceed along the red carpet, finally some candles. The sleeping maiden. A beautiful young woman seems to be fast asleep inside a delicate glass coffin. I think you all have a pretty good idea which fairy tale character this might be. Encased inside a gilded crystal coffin lies the body of a young woman. Though she sleeps in an enchanted slumber, her ageless features express a deep sadness. The sound of cloven hooves echo against the marble floor as the goat comes to your side. "Quite something, isn't she? Do you remember bringing her to me?" "I brought her to you? Why? Who is she?" "I haven't the faintest idea. All I know is you brought her lifeless form to my doorstep and begged me to save her soul." "Save her from what? And why is she asleep?" "Why, from the 12 wicked souls whom you said wronged her in life, villains who deceived her and cheated her and broke her spirit. And as we agreed, here she will sleep until our contract is fulfilled, until you bring me those 12 wicked souls." "What? I remember no such contract." "Our pact is binding regardless of what you do or do not remember." At the goat's words, you feel something hard and dark locked away in the depths of your heart. It speaks the truth. "And just why should I do your bidding? Seems like a lot of bothersome trouble to me. What do I care about some sleeping beauty? Bring me the 12 souls, and I will release the sleeping maiden from her slumber. Our agreement will be fulfilled. Who knows, in time you may even remember why you brought her to me in the first place. Or you can simply return to the comfort of your little hovel, where you will waste away until the weeds grow so thick that not even your shears will be able to cut you free, and your mind will stay as empty as that grimoire of yours. But it is a big decision to make so hastily. Why don't you sleep on it?" A heavy weight fills your marrow. Your eyelids flutter, barely able to stay open. "What have you done to me? I can't stay awake." What a shocker. I'm back in my lovely witch hovel, and I'm panicking. Has he done anything to my home, my things? My ingredients, my map, my grimoire. Then I see my journal, and I have done everything on the list. I need to go outside and check again what's going on. "Good morning. I trust you've made up your mind. Will you collect the souls I've asked for, or would you prefer to stay stuck in this festering swamp All right, no need to get your horns in a twist. I'll do as you ask. You haven't given me much choice. Splendid. As it happens, I can already sense the first 4 souls we seek. 2 are in the forest, another in the swamp to the north, and the last in the fields to the south. Could you be more specific? Near a shapely stump? Perhaps inside a tree with a face? By an overgrown mushroom grove? What do I look like, a compass? Go out there and look for yourself. Confound my cauldron. Here is our new quest, the Sleeping Maiden, and we need to get a bear, an ox, a leech in the swamp, and a snake in the forest. Not just bits of slime and fur, but the souls. Eye of newt and dragon's tooth. What is that goat up to? I will take a nap now. Let me know what you think of the art and design style. I think it's pretty good. I hope you enjoyed the beginning of Wytchwood. Thank you very much for watching. Ka kite anō. I hope to see you again.